Welcome everybody to our first ever video. We had bigger plans for this, but I think this is what it's going to be.
Yeah.
So welcome to Fingers Crossed Motorsports. We have a bunch of crazy projects that we are hoping to
cross our fingers that they'll get it done.
Yeah.
Namesake.
Yeah. We hope to bring to you guys, and I hope you like them. I have a V8 swap Volvo and a rotary powered street bike.
That's right.
Yeah. You have a single turbo 3000 GT and a big turbo Eclipse. A couple more things that we are planning on trying to do, like I have a bunch of Honda all-wheel drive stuff, a couple different turbos and things like that.
Yeah, and K24.
Yeah, the K24. So hopefully big things to come.
Yeah.
But for right now, we're just going to be tearing down this $50
Yes.
4G63.
$50 shed find.
Rob here has a built top end on his Eclipse GST. Yes, it's the front wheel drive one. Please don't exit the video.
don't leave yet.
Yeah. So built top end, but it has what we think the guides are bad.
Yeah, my this is driving me nuts.
Yeah, that's why I'm sitting down.
Yeah. No, it has I believe it has a cracked valve guide on cylinder 1 on both exhaust valves, or the valve seals are bad. Regardless, the head needs to come off of the motor, and I figured I'm going to take the head off the motor, we'll get a block, we'll build a block up for it. That way when that head comes off, I can get that fixed on it, slap it on, have a fresh bottom end, because that bottom end in that motor actually was in the car when the timing belt broke, and we can link some pictures into it. I have.
Yeah.
When the timing belt broke, it bent 10 out of 16 of the valves, and the tops of the pistons all have nice extra valve reliefs in them now. So that's a thing, and I've been driving the car with it like that, and it just sketches me out. So
it's how you make, that's how you make race pistons, right?
That's right. That's
you
right.
just give it extra valve clearance, so you don't have to worry about it.
Right. Right. Yeah. That's the speed cuts in the tops of the pistons.
Yeah. So $50 4G for that car. You really only bought this for the block.
Yeah.
We don't really care about anything else.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll see what it looks like when we get it apart. We'll tear it down, and we're going to do a time-lapse video of that, and we'll do a little bit of pictures and videos of parts and what damage or what interesting things we may find along the way, which I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of them. And when I mean barn find, this was literally in a guy's shed sitting outside. It looks like it was buried in the yard. So we'll go from there.
I can't wait to leave this town, 'cause lately I've been feeling down. The cold nights just don't feel the same. Oh, like my life inside a car. Hit the button, drive real far. But that record only die. I'm dreaming of you, I dream of a new night. Fighting the dark till we see the sunlight. My love, it's you and I. Close, close, and could let this fly. So reach for the stars.
So people that say, "Oh, the motor still has cross hatching in it," does not necessarily mean that it's good.
That doesn't mean a thing. Okay, so here's the bearings we took out of that motor. We'll save the good one for last, because that's always fun. We get the big reveal going for us here. Get that light. It might help a little. Why this light sucks. So this one's got some scoring. I'm of course not going to show them all. I'm just going to show some really fun ones. Here's one. Oops. A little rough. And these rods, here it is, a real good one. You can see all the little dots, the pitting in there. And this is the fun one. This is the one that's just unbelievably wiped out.
That's the one with the good crank walk on it too, right?
Yeah. Yeah, on the sides here. So what happens is you have your main bearing cap on the center of the crank. And this bearing, unlike the others, has the ridges on the end where the edges here go against the sides of the crank. And then on the block over there, it's the same way. It keeps it from going side to side like this. And see, now in my other motor I'm building for my 3000 GT, it actually uses a separate piece for the thrust washer bearing on the motor, which is why those cars didn't really ever get plagued with crank walk. These ones did. Yeah, this was starting to do its thing. You can see where you can see the material is worn through on the edges here. And that can be also from you know, this is all a matter of opinion, of course. When you have a heavy pressure plate on the motor, you can actually help prematurely cause crank walk with the pressure plate.
Yeah, with the force against the flywheel.
So some people say it's that, some people say it's, you know, block failure, some say it's certain blocks for machine with different tolerances than other ones, and you know, there's everyone you ask is going to give you a different answer. So I'm not going to even begin to say I know what causes crank walk and how to fix it, but this is not it. Alright, so we're going to take a look at this block now that it's completely bare. Gone through it, you know, we stripped it all down, took all the bearings and everything out of it, and you know, got into looking at it. The block itself, I'd say it's probably okay, if I can get the focus on it. And the journals look all good, the cylinders look decent. They could use a honing, but nothing really catching my eye in them that scares me. It's a little dirty, but you know, we're working on that. Got some stuff sitting on to soak in a little bit, maybe break up some of this heavy grease and oil and residue, and you know, who knows what else has been sitting on this motor, because it looks like it was buried in someone's yard for a couple years. But yeah, so it's, you know, it's coming along. We're getting it cleaned up. Gonna get out to machine shop here once I get a little bit cleaner. That way I don't ruin any clothing or vehicles by transporting it. Yeah, and I'm using the cleaner here. It's actually one of the best ones that I've found for doing things like this, like you know, degreasing engines or cleaning brake dust, or you know, anything you would need a good heavy cleaner for. And it's actually one of the cheapest ones you can buy. It's usually at the dollar store. It's called LA's Totally Awesome Cleaner, and I'm in love with it. Been using it for a couple years now, and it's my go-to for everything. So here's another little something for you. Here's the oil filter housing and the oil cooler assembly that we removed the other day. That I had a little bit of free time and decided I was going to clean it up. It's not completely finished yet, but I feel like it's a pretty good start considering what this motor looked like beforehand, which is that. So I've got my work cut out for me on my cleaning to do here. As I stated a little bit ago, LA's Totally Awesome Cleaner makes everything easier, and they're not paying for this. I just really firmly believe in their product that much. Here's the crankshaft. It's a little questionable. I'm not feeling 100% too hot, especially that one. But we'll take it to the machine shop as well. We'll see what they say. Also, this girdle has this little line on it. I really don't like it, because I don't know what it is. Because you can't feel it. You can't feel it with your nail. I'm hoping it's just a little score or something and not a crack, but it sure looks like a crack to me, so we'll see what happens. But the rest of them all look fairly good. A little bit dirty, but to be expected.
Alright, so as I was finishing editing this video, I realized we never filmed an outro for this, so I'm just going to leave you with this image of my 2006 Volvo S60R. It's going to be what our next video is about. I got some welding to do, some wiring to finish up, so we'll go over that, show you guys what I've done so far. It's got a little something special under the hood, so should be fun. Until then, fingers crossed.